Then you went sub 44, which is amazing, you know what I'm saying, for a sprinter. Looking back though,
Fred Kerley just shook up the track world with a bombshell that no one saw coming. While most of us were still buzzing from Noah Lyles' Olympic gold, Kerley dropped a truth bomb on the Pivot podcast that instantly ignited a firestorm. He straight up claimed that Lyles, despite his gold, isn't on his level, and that he's faced far more pressure than his rival. The confidence behind those words wasn't just a swipe, it was a declaration. But here's the real question. Can Lyles stay quiet, or is this rivalry about to reach a whole new level as we race towards 2028? Fred Kerley's rise to stardom in the world of track and field wasn't the straight path many might expect from a two-time Olympic medalist and three-time world champion. His journey began far from the track, on the football field. Growing up in a sports-centric family in Texas, football was the game. In fact, his first love was American football, and he had dreams of following in his family's footsteps to the NFL. But fate had other plans.
So for me, I actually broke my collarbone. I actually walked on to run track. Track was just bottom feeder.
It wasn't until a broken collarbone changed the trajectory of his athletic career that Kerley found himself on the track. After his injury ended his football aspirations, Kerley switched gears, deciding to walk onto the track team at South Plains Community College. While track wasn't a dream for him at the time, this turn of events was life-changing. Little did he know that this decision would eventually lead him to become one of the fastest men in the world. He quickly gained recognition for his prowess in the 400 meters and set his sights on even greater achievements.
Yeah, I actually had a scholarship at TCU, and then collarbone just broke in the middle of the season, so it is what it is. But
Fred Kerley's journey to track stardom hasn't been all smooth sailing. Behind the scenes, the sprinter has faced the kinds of challenges that many athletes in track and field know all too well: sponsorship struggles. Kerley's career initially took off when he signed a deal with Nike after an impressive performance at the 2017 NCAA Division I 400 meters championships. That partnership gave him the financial backing he needed and solidified his place among the elite in track. However, like many athletes, Kerley faced a crossroads when his contract with Nike came to an end in 2022. Kerley signed with ASICS, a major global brand, which seemed like a solid move at first, but things took a strange turn during the 2024 NYC Grand Prix. On race day, fans were shocked to see Kerley sporting a pair of orange Puma shoes instead of his ASICS footwear. Kerley later explained that he had allegedly forgotten his ASICS shoes at the airport and had to grab a pair of Puma shoes at the last minute. This odd occurrence led to the end of his partnership with ASICS, leaving him in a tough spot with no sponsor at the time. Fred Kerley has never shied away from discussing the pressures he faces both on and off the track, and in his candid appearance on the Pivot podcast, he opened up about the personal challenges he's had to navigate. Life, as Kerley explains, has never been just about running fast. His journey has been a mix of intense competition and personal struggles that often weigh more heavily on his mind than anything on the track. Growing up in a tough environment, Kerley faced numerous obstacles. His family dealt with a lot of turmoil, including a father who ended up in prison, and a mother who struggled with street life. This background placed a lot of pressure on Kerley, and he often reflects on how he could have easily fallen down a different path, if not for track. He shared how his older and younger brothers both ended up in jail, and how he was determined not to follow in their footsteps. Track was his way out. But that didn't mean it was easy. Balancing personal demons and the intense pressure of performing on the world stage was no small feat.
9.79. Hang on, I'll say that again. 9.79.
During his appearance on the Pivot podcast, Fred Kerley dropped a bombshell that's sure to shake up the track world. When asked about his rivalry with Noah Lyles, the reigning Olympic 100 meters champion, Kerley didn't mince words. Despite Lyles' victory at the Paris 2024 Olympics, where he took home the gold in the 100m, Kerley made it clear that he believes Lyles is not on his level. Kerley's comments were bold especially given that Lyles is a current Olympic champion, but they highlight the fierce confidence and competitive drive that has defined Kerley's career. For Kerley, the victory doesn't necessarily define who is the better sprinter. He pointed to the record books, saying that if you really look at who has more wins, it's clear who's been more consistent at the top. Despite Lyles' gold medal, Kerley's belief in his own abilities shines through. He wasn't just talking about winning races, he was talking about a mentality. For Kerley, the pressure that he deals with, both on the track and off, makes him stronger and, in his view, sets him apart from his rivals. Fred Kerley's bold comments about Noah Lyles not being on his level have set the stage for what could be a thrilling rivalry, especially as both sprinters gear up for the 2028 Olympics. Lyles, the current Olympic champion in the 100m, has always been known for his confidence and flair, so it's likely that he won't take Kerley's remarks lying down. In fact, Lyles might view this as the perfect opportunity to fire back and assert his dominance. Track rivalries are nothing new, but this one feels especially charged, considering both athletes' explosive careers and their contrasting personalities. Lyles has been the golden boy of the 100m for the past few years, with his Olympic gold in Paris cementing his place at the top. But Kerley's comments challenge that status, forcing Lyles to either respond directly or let the words slide. Given Lyles' history of outspoken moments, it's hard to imagine him keeping quiet. We can expect some kind of fiery response, whether it's a comment on social media, an interview, or, most likely, on the track. Lyles is known for his bold personality and his love of the spotlight, so don't be surprised if he uses this rivalry to fuel his motivation in training, coming into the 2028 Games with even more fire in his belly. As the rivalry heats up, the track community is watching closely. Fans are buzzing about what could be a dramatic showdown between the two sprinters at the 2028 Olympics. The clash between Kerley's raw, gritty style and Lyles' confident swagger could bring even more attention to the sport of track and field, an area often overshadowed by team sports in the US. The build-up to this rivalry is just as exciting as the races themselves, and both athletes know that every move they make will be scrutinized, building anticipation for what's to come. Will Lyles defend his title, or will Kerley finally prove he's the top sprinter in the world? We'll have to wait and see.
If no one 965, I'm running faster.
That's what they all say.
Fred Kerley's statement that Noah Lyles is not built like me has added a whole new layer to their rivalry, especially when you consider Kerley's fierce belief in the mental and physical pressure he's endured. For Kerley, track and field isn't just about running fast, it's about overcoming the hurdles life has thrown at him. His claim that he's faced more personal pressure than Lyles is not just talk, it's a reflection of the very real struggles Kerley has had to navigate outside of the sport. Growing up in a challenging environment, with family turmoil and his own struggles to overcome, Kerley believes these experiences have made him mentally stronger. In contrast, while Lyles has certainly faced his own set of challenges, Kerley's life has been a constant battle, and that's something he's not shy about sharing. The Texan sprinter has had to dig deeper than most to find the strength to keep going. From his rough upbringing to personal family tragedies, Kerley's path has never been easy, and he believes this has given him a toughness that Lyles hasn't had to develop in the same way. Kerley's mental resilience is a key part of his identity and his confidence on the track. His words about Lyles not being built like me aren't just about physical speed. They speak to a deeper belief that the pressures of life have shaped him into a stronger competitor. Kerley's mental toughness and ability to handle pressure have helped him navigate through difficult moments and stay focused on his goals. He's admitted that at times, track feels like a release, a place where he can escape the weight of everything else. In contrast, Lyles, despite his Olympic gold and world titles, might not have faced the same kind of personal adversity that Kerley has. For Kerley, every race is more than just a contest of speed. It's a chance to prove that he has what it takes to overcome anything. His confidence comes from knowing he's been through more, and that gives him a unique edge on the track. Lyles might be the golden boy, but Kerley's inner strength is what sets him apart. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.